I really hope I'm not the only one, but I do go through stages of foam rolling. I work out on a regular basis. I run 6 days a week most of the time, and I know that foam rolling would do me a world of good. And yet, no matter how many videos I make saying that it's really something that I need to do more of, I just don't do it. There has to be a better way. And actually, we're talking about that better way today. Let's check it out. Today, we're looking at the Roll Recovery R8 Plus. Now, my friends, I'm sure that you have seen the Roll Recovery R8 before. It's got a pretty distinctive design. You have probably seen it in magazines. You've probably seen it, out on the road at races when other athletes have it. And if you're anything like me, you've probably looked at it and thought, that looks pretty fun. I'd really like to give that a go. But if you are anything like me, you probably was like, we'll put it off. But my friends, I gotta tell you, this thing is pretty sweet. So in this video, we are just gonna be going over it. It's not gonna take long. Make sure you stay all the way to the end. Actually, the R8 has a pretty long history. It's been around for years, but the design has been tweaked, it's been modified, it's been made better. And the R8 Plus is the best yet. Maybe you remember when this thing first came out, it had like rollerblade wheels where these little rollers are. And even back then, I remember thinking, man, that thing looks like it'll do my muscles some good. But now we've got one-piece inserts. They're a very hard rubber and they're under tension. You see that? I can move it back and forth. But hold on, let's start with price. Because if for some reason that you fall in love with this and you want to buy one, I want you to know what you're getting into right up front. This is the R8 Plus. It costs $169. You can also buy the regular R8 for $139. And for those of you in the UK, I found this for £145, and this being the R8 Plus, or you could buy the regular R8 for about £109. Those in the UK, let me know if you find anything different. But that is buying from a UK marketplace rather than having it shipped straight from Boulder, Colorado, which is where Roll Recovery is located, to the UK. I don't know, maybe you have to look at exchange rates, shipping costs, and see where it's best to buy it from. I'm assuming it's going to be best to buy it from a place in the UK. And I know you're already wondering, why is the R8 Plus so much more expensive than the regular R8? Well, I'm glad you asked. And I gotta say, the build quality on this thing is surprising. It is very well made. And it's got some weight behind it too. The R8 Plus actually tips the scale at 3 pounds, or about 1.4 kilograms. So it's not light. I mean, I wouldn't want to carry it if I'm going for a run, but generally speaking, we don't carry recovery devices with us on the run. It is not too heavy that I ever notice the weight while I'm actually using it. But hold on, I'm already going off on a tangent. The R8 Plus is very well made. It's a very sturdy plastic. All these silver screws that you see, they're all stainless steel, and everything with moving parts has ball bearings, so it makes it very smooth. If you look right up under here, you're going to see springs. We've got springs on each side. And obviously the springs are what creates the tension. That's what makes the pressure against your legs, against your arms, as you are massaging yourself. Stand by, we're going to get into a demonstration in just a second. And then the thing that differentiates the R8 Plus from the regular R8 is this little thing right on top. And this is a little tension wheel. So with the R8, you have the tension of the springs. There is nothing else to do. You just put it on your leg and the thing clamps down and creates an even amount of pressure. With the R8 Plus, you can adjust that pressure. And you might think, nah, I'd rather save $30 and get the R8. But guys, this little tension thing makes the R8 so much more versatile, because there are going to be times when you feel like a little deeper massage, when you want this thing to really get in there and do its job. And there are going to be other times, like perhaps the day after a marathon, 2 days after a marathon, when DOMS really sets in, that you want something a little lighter. And it's going to be really handy to just back off the pressure and have a nice light massage as the rollers roll up and down your legs, your quads, your thighs, your calves. Oh, remember we were talking about these stainless steel kind of Allen key screws that hold everything together? Basically, it means that this thing is totally replaceable. They are moving parts, so perhaps maybe something will break one day, although just feeling it feels very heavy duty. Can't imagine this thing breaking unless maybe you threw it off a building or ran over it with a car. But if you did run over it with a car, and let's say this arm broke, it's very easy to just undo the screws, replace it, and then you're off to the races again. And Roll Recovery does think of this, and they provide you with a little specialized Roll Recovery Allen key. They give you one in the package, so try not to lose it. But if you do lose it, it really doesn't matter. It is just an Allen key, an Allen wrench, depending on where you live. Now, I don't know what size it is, but it's probably some kind of standard. And you would just use this key to undo these screws. But really, in all likelihood, you are not going to be changing out any of these pieces. This thing isn't going to break. But what you may want to do is change out these rolly inserts. Now, before I show you what you may want to change them out for, I have to tell you that these rollers that they come with, they really do the job. Buying the extra inserts, I'd say, is probably not needed, but it's always nice to have the option. And Roll Recovery has made it very easy on the R8 Plus to change these out. And yes, they give you the little tool, the little key to do it. And you have a couple of options to change these out. This white insert is a little softer than those red inserts that actually come with it. And this is called the Super Plush. Super Plush. This black insert is called the Super Deep. Super Deep, and it has 3 ridges right here, and it's a little firmer. And clearly, I think the name gave it away, but I'm going to explain it to you anyway. The Super Deep insert is to really get in there, go super deep into your muscles. So why don't we change it out? I'll show you how easy it is to change it out. You know, this is taking far longer than I would actually stay onto a video watching someone change a piece, so by the magic of editing, here's one I made earlier. Now, just to be right up front with you guys, it probably took me 2 to 3 minutes to change these out. It didn't take very long at all, but definitely too long to keep you guys watching while I did it. I guess you could put 2 super deep or 2 super plush, depending on what you wanted. But there's a reason that I've got 1 super plush and 1 super deep, and I'm gonna show you in just a second. Again, don't feel like you have to buy these inserts to make the R8 worth it. But if you do buy an insert, this insert works fantastic as a foot roller. Now, Raw Recovery does sell their R3 foot roller, and I've actually had one of those for a couple of years. But looking at this, it is very similar. So if you did buy the R8 and an extra insert, you're saving money. You're practically making money by not buying an R3 because you can just use the insert. Anyway, that's my little life hack for this video. All right, it's time to show you guys how this thing actually works. Come on. Okay, right now you are on the other side of the desk that you usually watch me on. This is kind of behind the scenes. I've got the Peloton bike behind me, which reminds me, the R8 is a perfect tool if you are a cyclist. Obviously, when we're cycling, we are thrashing those quads, and they're gonna need to be massaged when you're done. So it would work well for this. So remember, super deep, super plush. Guys, by the way, I don't think you're idiots. I know you could probably figure out how to use this thing on your own, because the one thing that you don't do is just pull it apart in order to muscle it to get it over your leg. The best way to get it on your leg is to just place it on your quad like this and then just push down and it rolls around your leg. Then you can just move it up and down. Right now I've got the super deep on the outside of my leg, rolling like my IT band. This is rolling my inner thigh, and then I can move it around. Let's say I had some hamstring pain and I wanted to get the super deep digging right into my hamstrings. This is where it's going to work fantastic, and oh, that feels really good. Although, you know what? It's really not tense enough. Let me increase the tension by turning that tension dial. Now, oh yes, I can feel that working my hamstring beautifully. Now let's say that my quads were really the thing that were bothering me. It's easy enough to just work this thing around. Now I've got the super deep working into my quad, and I've got the super plush on the back of my leg working my hamstring. I can just up and down, getting that myofascial release. Okay, let me take a step back because I want to show you on the calf muscle, and it's the same way. All you do is push it onto your calf like that, and you can just roll it up and down. Now this is where it's important to have the super plush and the super deep on one side or the other, because when I move it around, you never want to roll over bone, but the super plush is a lot more comfortable if it comes in contact with your shin bone. You know, let's put the regular inserts back in for the next demonstration. Okay, and we're back in business with the regular inserts that come with the R8 Plus. Now this next thing I want to show you is my absolute favorite. In fact, if there was some strange rule that was put out there in the universe that I could only use the R8 Plus on one body part, this next one is going to be it. Because as a runner, I use my glutes a lot to run, or at least I try to engage my glutes. Regardless, massaging my glutes feels better than anything, and the R8 Plus works perfect for that. Let me show you how it works. We're going to start off by just pressing it onto our thighs, and then we're going to work it up. We can see that this roller right here is right in my hip flexor, and I can work that up and down, and that feels really good. But this back roller, you see it's fitting me beautifully right around my leg. This comes up over my glute, and then I can just work it up and down just like that, getting that myofascial release in my glute. I don't want to make too much out of this, but this feels really good. Even when I foam roll, I like doing my glutes the best. Okay, let me just do the other side just to balance myself out. My friends, if you only use it for your glutes, absolutely worth every penny. Okay, back to the desk. Alright guys, one last thing I want to show you, and that if you do a lot of arm workouts and your arms get sore, listen, we all need to be doing our strength work. I know we're all runners, probably some of you cycle, but we need to balance everything else by doing some upper body strength workout once in a while. Sometimes our forearms, our biceps, our triceps can get sore, and the R8 Plus and the R8 work as a great massage tool for your arms. And basically it's very simple. Right here we've got kind of like the mouth between the two rolly inserts, and we just put our arm right in like that. And then it actually feels surprisingly good on my forearms, and then I can just work it up to do my biceps and get my triceps. But the forearms are where it's at. That's almost like glute level good feeling. Anyway, I think I have massaged myself enough on camera today. This is the Roll Recovery R8 Plus. I think it has a place in your recovery routine. And honestly, if you were looking to get someone a pretty extravagant gift, then I cannot imagine getting a much better running related gift than this. And of course, I want to hear from you. I want to hear what your recovery routines are. I want to hear if you are foam rolling, if you use a massage gun, and if you already use the Roll Recovery R8 or R8 Plus. Oh, guys, Roll Recovery was kind enough to send this to me, although they sent it to me with zero expectations. They didn't ask for a review, they didn't ask for me to post anything, and I am not a Roll Recovery affiliate, so I get nothing if you buy one of these. But of course I will provide a link to Roll Recovery in case you want to check it out, pick up one of these for yourself. Do I recommend it? You know, I do recommend it. Listen, I recognize it's a little bit expensive at $169, certainly not cheap, but if you have the means and you're looking for a super high quality recovery tool, the Roll Recovery R8 Plus is a fantastic choice. Guys, thanks for staying all the way to the end of the video. Be kind, be happy, run well. I'll see you in a couple of days.